Buddy, how the heck are you doing this fine day? Steve Dotto here, and it is Friday. That means, as is now our tradition, we're going to be going live every Friday here on YouTube for YouTube Live. So, welcome to you all, one and all. Hello, Don. How are you? And Landon, how the heck are you this fine day? So, today we are going to be, let me just control things here. There we go. There we go. Good stuff. Today, what are we going to be doing? Obviously, be dealing with all of your guys' questions. Kind of a note, next week, we won't be doing Facebook or YouTube Live. Facebook Live. I said the F word. We won't be doing YouTube Live as I'm going to be heading down to the to VidCon. Looking forward to it. For those of you that don't know, VidCon is the huge conference. YouTube conference down in Los Angeles, where it's got, I guess it's really three conferences in one. There's a fan conference where fans of YouTube content creators go, and there's like thousands and thousands of mainly youth who are there to see their favorite YouTube creators on stage. And then there's a creators area where the different content creators go and to learn skills to make their channel a little bit better. And then there's an industry area, which is for people that consider YouTube to be their business already, and it puts together influencers and serious content creators, and we start talking really serious kind of, making YouTube your business. And that's the one that I'm going to be heading to, is the industry side. But you can go to each ticket will allow you access to that level plus any levels beneath it, so I can go to all of them. Don't think I'll spend too much time down in the fan area, but I probably will spend time in the creators area because there's lots of good tips and stuff happening there, and get to meet a lot of the other creators, people that are on YouTube creating content. Hello, Ron. How are you? Mike, good to see you here. And Mark from Ohio, how are you? Eddie Brown from Washington, D.C. Happy patron. I am happy that you were with us, Eddie. Thanks so much for your support. Appreciate it. And, oh, man, it's all in Cyrillic. I cannot even begin to handle that name, but welcome. Good afternoon from Greece, and a good afternoon to you, sir. Mike, no baby boomers area, Steve? No, there's no baby. Well, okay, Mike's talking about my vlog from last week when I was talking about the fact that YouTube doesn't really care too much or like too much baby boomers too much. And it's not that they don't like us. They like us, but they just don't promote baby boomers very much on YouTube. So I was commenting about that. Peggy from Phoenix, good to see you. Dawn, are they having an old people forum? No, they're not having an old people forum. I will convene one, though. It's really cool, actually. One thing that they've done for VidCon, and I'm not sure it's for every level, but for the creator level or for the industry level that I'm at, is they've got an app which is like Tinder for YouTubers, and it tells you everybody. It asks you to fill out a profile for everybody that's at VidCon in the industry area, and you can pitch them to have a meeting. And it looks like they've got a meeting room set up. And what you do is they're 15-minute blocks, and you find somebody that you're interested in meeting, and you say, "I'd like to meet with you." You send them a quick pitch, saying, "I'd like to meet with you to talk about X, Y, Z." And then they assign us a table to meet at. So it's like blind. It's like kind of like a combination of Tinder and speed dating. You know how I don't know, but how they go around the different tables and you meet different individuals, and then you decide whether or not you're a match or not in 15 minutes. But it's a great introduction thing, and so every evening now I'm going through the list of new people who have registered for this from the industry area. So it's allowing me to prep and to get ready to make my time at VidCon more profitable. Because actually we're at a bit of a crossroads here. Actually, my vlog's going to be about this week. Is we're just about to start trying to turn on the revenue spigot a little bit more on the YouTube channel, and I'm starting to look to do my first brand deals, where I'm going to actually bring on some sponsors into some of our content. And this is a big step for me because I've always been very protectionistic about my content and my reputation online and my channel. So I'm really looking forward to starting the dialogue, and we've already had a conversation with a few different brands, but we're going to be heading down that direction as we go along. So there we go. Good. Thacker, how are you? Is it pronounced Thacker? Hardick? Help me with the pronunciation there. Kareem, nice to see you. Hugh from UK, how are you? Father Wade, how are you, sir? Nice to see you here. Ali, graphics marketing, it's all good to have you guys all on board. How are we doing? We've got like 66 people on board. Peggy, nice to see you. Samuel, hello from Alabama. How the heck are you? Yeah, from India is Thacker. Oh, good. Nice to see that. So what we do today is you guys ask. It's an Ask Me Anything. So try and keep it about 45 minutes each week on this, and I'm willing to field questions. A lot of questions often come from our videos from this week. This week we talked a lot. We had a really video that just jumped out of the gate on my 9 favorite browser plugins, the browser add-ons. Really, the videos performed way better than I thought. Lots of great suggestions coming back. So if you have questions about that, earlier on in the week, what did we do? I don't even remember. Let me just check my channel. I got to go look at the channel and see what we posted, because I can never remember. By the time I post the videos, we've already done. I'm already like working on 2 weeks videos ahead, so I can't always recall exactly what it was that we posted this week. There we go. Let's go to our channel. I should know this. There we go. And oh yeah, favorite browser extensions and our productivity secrets. We did a webinar on productivity secrets, and here it comes. You all probably know already. You're way ahead of me. Oh yeah, the 2-factor authentication. Yeah, protecting yourself online. Yeah. Security. It's just becoming more and more important as we go along. Stephen Ali from London, how are you? And Mark, good day to you as well, sir. And Renzi from Israel, hello, and how are you? And Partherapy? Wow, that's Coach Olaf. Nice to meet you from Hanover, Germany. There we go. Okay, so anyways, if you guys have any questions at all to drop on me, I'll be happy to answer them as we go along. You guys by now know how it works. Larry Snow is shouting out to my baby boomer shout out list. Brian Johnson. Yeah, Brian Johnson. Larry's commenting. Last week on my vlog, I was commenting about how there are a few baby boomers on YouTube. And in fact, I was 100% wrong. There are lots of baby boomers publishing and Gen Xers publishing content on YouTube. It's just our channels don't seem to get promoted as much by YouTube, certainly not in the upcoming artist area. And the channels tend to be a little bit smaller. I mean, the biggest and heaviest hitting channels, the ones with multi-million subscribers, for the most part, we're finding are Gen Xers or Gen Y or even more millennials. And I was just postulating on why so few baby boomers especially have successful channels on YouTube. And there's the comments that we got were eye-opening to me. And people sent me so many channels of really good quality baby boomers who were creating great content. But again, there were very few channels that were, well, actually, there was only a few channels, I think, that were in the million-plus subscriber range, which is what I'm trying to build our channel into. Because this is such an amazing platform. And baby boomers have a story to tell. And many of us aren't, even if we've retired, we're not ready to hang them up. And we've got so much to share. And YouTube is growing. Now, perhaps YouTube is growing in the baby boomer community, in the older demographic, a little bit slower than it's growing in other areas. But it's still growing like gangbusters. We're still, every day, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of new people joining YouTube. And a substantial percentage of those are a little bit older. Now, we need to get more older publishers. That's kind of what I've been pushing for, saying, we should be sharing our content. We should be figuring out this platform for sharing content in because it's so amazing. But we should also be consuming it a little bit more on it. So that's kind of the genesis of last week's vlog post. Landon, have you ever tried Thunderbird Mail? Landon, I did use Thunderbird Mail back in the day. Man, it's a long time ago. I pretty much live in Gmail now because I've really embraced the Google kind of ecosphere. So Gmail is the tool, and I don't really like anything getting between me and my Gmail, so I'm not using any dedicated email client. But Thunderbird Mail is a solid client that a lot of people have used for a long time, and there's certainly no problem with it. It's just not one that I'm really all that. I haven't used it in a long time. Well, let me make sure I do this properly. Wade, have I done anything more testing the Osmo Mobile 2? You know what? Lately I have been doing all of my vlogs just sitting speaking because I've been so tied up with the content on the regular channel that I haven't had the energy to go out and shoot the vlogs in the field, and it's something that I want to do more of. And I'm actually a little bit anxious because when I head down to VidCon, I'm going to have to do a lot more field shooting, and I haven't really improved my chops there. I think I've improved the editing of the vlog, I've improved the narrative of the vlog and the sort of stories that we tell in the vlog, but I have not yet improved the my shooting technique. So I haven't done too much with the Osmo Mobile 2, but I'm hoping to do so in the not too distant future. Okay, Blair, you are saying good day from Winnipeg. Good day to you too. And Samuel, do you use Asana and Evernote integration? If so, and how? You know, on our channel or in my business, Asana is a tool that is central to what we do. Asana, for those of you that don't know, is a team task and project manager. It's really a task manager, but it grows into project management status. And it's free for up to 30 users with some really robust features. And even once you're above that, the cost per seat is really reasonable. And it's how we build all of our videos, because we have a distributed team of 4 people that are all over the world, and it's a phenomenal tool for us to build all of our content. And I am a huge fan of Evernote. I use Evernote every day, and it's my digital memory. It's my digital brain. But Evernote is very much a personal tool for me. It's one that I use personally, whereas Asana is the team tool. And I haven't found that I've needed integration between Asana and Evernote. Where I needed integration with Asana was I needed conversational integration. I needed it to integrate in the dialogue that I was having with my team and the communications. And so there is a new Slack integration in Asana, which is working quite well for us. And actually, let me jump here. I'll show you, because I'll share with you our screen here, and let's see here. Here's my Asana install right here. This is Asana running right here, and these are the conversations that we're having. You won't be able to see it too well. I wonder, there is a way for me to zoom, but I don't know how to do it here right now. But down here, here's all of my conversations with my team members, all of the direct messages that we have as we have all of our conversations. But down here, every time there's a message from Asana that's posted in the Asana conversations, it's now ported over and synced into Slack. Now you can't, if you just reply here, you're not replying to the Asana conversation, and this will be hard for you to see, but if I reply in the normal Slack reply, but there is a reply field where I can view and actually reply to the comment in in Slack, which then ports that comment over into Asana. Plus, you can just do little things like them as well, which tells the person that you've read it, which is great. I mean, you just have to know that the message got through often, and here you can see I have a reply. So as Sophia was talking to me about an upcoming webinar, some project, this is what the reply field looks like in Slack, and that's going to port through directly into Asana. I hope that made sense to you guys, but it really works well for us. So that's the integration that I looked for. Let me turn that off. We go to back to video. I think that's where. Yep. So that's what I look for, rather than an integration with Evernote. There we go. So I'll just take most of these questions in order. If you have a question that you absolutely have to make sure gets answered before we are done today, there is always the option of using the super chat where you tip us, which we appreciate. If you want to make sure that your question gets answered. I'm not sure I'm going to have the right answer, but you will definitely get an answer. Okay, no lake enough. I'm not too sure what your main name means, but for multiple Gmail accounts, do you recommend organizing them so you can access them on one screen, or just link them so that they are reciprocal? For multiple Gmail accounts, I have them all integrated into one Gmail account, so they all appear on the same screen, and I color code them to make them different so I can tell which account they are coming from. That's the way that I choose to do it. And for your productivity system, whatever makes the most sense for you and floats your boat and gets you through the day, that's the way that I like to do it. It's not the right way, it's the way I do it. Is my TV on? Steve, you can hear crowd noises. I don't have a TV on. The only thing going is the dryer is going upstairs. I don't think you should hear that. There's really no sound at all going here, so not too sure where that's coming from. Is your TV on? Perhaps. Okay. Mike, are you still using your phone for your vlog, or have you moved on to DSLR? Yes, I am still using the phone 100% for the vlog, and I'm chomping at the bit to get a DSLR, not because I'm that concerned about the quality, but just I want to get one on my hands, and I want to see what it's like to use it. But to be honest, everything that I'm doing is working just fine. This is my rig, by the way, if you're curious. I've got a little mic here. Let me take the dead cat off. So this is the iographer rig, and you can find all of this if you go to Steve's Toolkit. It's all in my toolkit, as well as all of the Amazon links and stuff to it. But I've got the Rode VidMic Micro. The quality of this little boom mic is not phenomenal, but it's serviceable in a lot of situations. It's an area that I would definitely upgrade. I've got an iographer case which holds my old iPhone 6 Plus, and that's what I use as my camera. Now the nice thing is it's got this lens here, which is a wide-angle lens, which creates a much more appealing view. Most vlogs, people use very wide-angle lenses so they can get quite close to the camera and it's a much more interesting shot. So I've got that all set up, and it's so that's my rig that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take this up to I'm going to take this to LA down to VidCon. It's up down. That's very Western view of the world. But I'm going to take this to VidCon in Los Angeles when I go there, and I will be recording the vlog there. And actually, I'll be recording the vlog tomorrow before I go, using this as well. Now, the cool thing, though, is the tool that I use, is the software that I use is a piece of software called Filmic Pro. And Filmic Pro is what I'm using on the iPhone, and it's also available on Android to record all of our vlogs. But the thing that's uber cool about it is it's got a Filmic Pro. You can purchase a remote access to it. So I actually can set this up, and I can view and control the camera on my other phone. They connect. So I can see the shot after I've got the shot set up, and I can start the recording. I can do white balance. I can do all of my camera controls from my phone and have the shot set up on here. And Filmic Pro it's a wonderful recording app. You've got all sorts of options of frame rate and color balancing and color correction, white balance. It's got framing and autofocus built in. It's got some automatic image stabilization built into it, but it seems to fight with the iPhone's image stabilization. That's the one thing that we don't get a good job of using the iPhone, is if you're just holding it as a vlog like on a GorillaPod, it's a little jerky. It's not as smooth and with the in-camera image stabilization as you'd get from a DSLR. I know that's the case, but that's where a tool like the Osmo comes in. But with the Osmo, we can't have all of the lenses and all of this other gear attached. So you're kind of caught betwixt and between. But that's my rig that I'm using to record my vlog, and I am going to keep recording my vlog using that rig until I've really done everything I can with it. Until I need to do more with my vlog. This week's vlog is going to be the 20th vlog, and it's going to be another update vlog of kind of where we're going. So that's an answer, a long answer, Mike, to your question. Love your avatar. Cup of coffee? Love the coffee. All right. I have, so Vi is saying, hi Steve, I have doubts in Google Contacts. And I think you might have said I have doubles in Google Contacts, did you? Or if you have doubts, I can't really, and you've said it twice. I have a few doubts in Google Contacts operation. I don't know what you mean. I'm happy with Google Contacts. They work pretty well for me. Yes. Go Pappy, bite-sized tips says, millennials run YouTube. Yeah, they do. Let's carve out our own space, though, shall we? Anybody that's over the age of 40, let's claim a little bit of it for ourselves. Okay. The Geekdom of Gore. Would you recommend OneNote for the use of Bible study? Yeah, I think OneNote is an awesome tool. Here's when I break it down. OneNote is, there's Farley. Hi, Farley. Farley, let's not do that on camera, okay, buddy? Thank you. Good man. If you are in, yes, he's now saying, pet me, pet me, pet me. If you are in the Windows universe, the Windows ecosphere, I think OneNote is an outstanding tool. If you're on the Mac, it's a toss-up between OneNote and Evernote. They're both great tools. But the key is to really get the tool working for you. If you're going to use OneNote for Bible study, if you're going to use it for keeping your notes, for keeping track of things, use it. get in there and really, if you checked out my webinar this week when we were talking about the secret to productivity, the secret to making the right choices as far as which productivity tool you're choosing isn't really making the best choice at the beginning. It's making it the best choice by learning all of the idiosyncrasies of the tool and molding that tool to work in your system. So OneNote is an amazing tool, and if you really embrace that tool, you will be thrilled with it, and you will be spreading with everybody what just a wonderful tool it is. So that's kind of my answer. It's I know that I kind of didn't really say it's the best tool for it because I don't know. I use Evernote, and if I was using Evernote for that, I would tell the world it's a phenomenal tool because I know how to use it, and I've made it work for me. I hope that makes sense to you. All right. Farley, I don't want to pet you right now. Kareem, I am planning on starting a YouTube channel and advice on software that I could use to pin code video streams, downloaded all BS is on a good streaming software that I could tip code that I could download on a good streaming software. Well, okay. So if you're looking for a good streaming tool, which is I think what you're asking, there's a variety of them out there. The one that we're using here is on the Mac. It's called Ecamm Live. I'm very, very happy with it. There are a few other streaming tools. You can go certainly into OBS if you're far more technical, or a Telestream if you're a lot more technical. It's going to be your choice as far as that's concerned. But yeah, there's lots of good streaming tools. And if you are doing YouTube Live, this is what we're doing right now. It's a pretty simple broadcast situation with Ecamm. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, next question is from President-elect of ARPTA. I wonder if that's got to do with the retirement community. Do you have any opinion on App PowerSoft screencasting? No, I haven't even looked at it, never seen it. Sorry. If it's a good one, let me know. If anybody else has, it'd be good to hear from you if it is something that you folks are using as well. All right. So Thacker is thanking me for learning Google Keep, Calendar, Gmail key features. Thank you for it. Yes, we do really well with our Google videos. I got to say that. They are really, I'm very, very happy with them. Imelda, I am looking for a good platform for tutoring online. Do you have any suggestions? GoToTraining is awesome, but it's very expensive. Do you know of any forums that are similar? Okay, it depends. I would say you should also take a look at Zoom. Zoom is a great, I imagine you're looking at doing one-on-one tutorials, but if you want to start out in the least expensive mode possible, check out appear.in. I will type that here in, and we've got videos on it on the channel. Appear.in is an amazing video conferencing tool, which is free and very, very robust. So check that one out. Sorry, now that messed up my my feed here, but yeah, let me know if that works for you, Melda. Very interested in that. All right. Okay, Coach Olaf says, I'm a late baby boomer too because of your Freudian slip with Facebook Live and YouTube Live. What was your reason to use YouTube Live rather than Facebook? I'm thinking now to switch from Facebook, where I was 86 times live. Okay, strategically, I have committed to building my business on YouTube. So I am trying to get my community comfortable with me and used to me on YouTube. And every time I do a YouTube Live, I build a little more authority with YouTube. And I want to host all of my archives in YouTube. So I have committed to the single platform. Facebook is a great place to stream lives, as is Instagram. They're all really good options for streaming live. But I've strategically just chosen to grow my business in YouTube. There's a couple of other, there's a couple of reasons I think that's a good choice. Facebook scares the pants off me as a business partner. Now, and YouTube concerns me. Don't get me wrong. I'm scared of a lot of things with YouTube, but I've got zero trust for Facebook these days. And I see them kind of spinning, and they're obviously a vital part of our social online space, but they're crazy. They just make so many mistakes strategically, and I don't believe I don't know what I know. I know Facebook wants to make money, but I think they want to make money at any expense, and they don't really know what's their best venue. YouTube, I think, understands what their business model is, and it's simple. I can understand it, therefore I can trust it. YouTube's business model is this. YouTube, everybody thinks it's a broadcaster. It's really a search engine. At the end of the day, they want it to be the place people go to find trusted information. They want to be involved in all the entertainment, etc., all of that other stuff. But their growth comes from being a search engine, from being a trusted search engine, and from people finding what it is they're looking for and being a trusted advisor in that aspect. So content creators like myself, who create good, compelling content, which is what it says in the title it's going to be, and doesn't cause them trouble by, doing stupid things and breaking the rules and just trying to make money at any cost, but is more concerned with building community, building your reputation, and building a business through those metaphors or through those models. It makes it easy for YouTube to support somebody like me. And I don't think we're ever at risk. Facebook only wants to figure out how to make money from me. YouTube wants to make me more popular if I create good content. So it's a far better, I think it's a more equitable relationship. So that's why I've doubled down on everything in YouTube. And so if you're considering growing your business, Facebook is always just going to look for ways to get you engaged and then make money from you. YouTube is going to look for a way for you to make money together, I believe. That's it. Sermon is over. All right. GRFX Marketing says, I use Asana and Airtable together and it works wonders for my team. Keeps us really organized. I've heard a lot about Airtable lately. Sounds like a very, very solid product. Thomas Yates comments back to Geekdom of Gore, that he uses OneNote for Bible study. Most definitely you can link all kinds of files, so it works well for you. Good to hear. Good to hear. Okay, what kind of data do you put in Evernote? Coach Olaf asks. You put in Evernote and what in Google Keep? Thanks a lot. Okay, Evernote is anything that's persistent, anything that I'm going to want to keep long term. I put in Evernote. I'm using Google Keep as a much more short-term solution. It's just kind of instant, as a kind of top-of-mind stuff. That's the breakdown that I'm having, but there's no right and wrong way to do it. Art Johnson would love to see a screencast comparing you use Final Cut Pro versus ScreenFlow. That's interesting. We've got one where I compare ScreenFlow and Camtasia, which is far more comparable as far as their tools. Final Cut Pro is a wonderful video editing platform. I'm just going to close my door because our cleaning person just arrived and the dog's going to be going nuts in a minute. Sorry for that. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere, which would be the two probably video editors you'd look most at, probably DaVinci Resolve as well. They're classic video editing packages for with all of the tools that a person making an entertainment, a sitcom, a movie, classic video are interested in. ScreenFlow's integration, turning the screen of your computer into a character, into something that you can incorporate into the videos, and kind of anything that appears on the screen can become the character, is an entirely different way of looking at it. But it also isn't nearly as powerful as far as the narrative aspect. It's harder to do kind of more elaborate and more artistic type editing. So I could edit the vlog pretty comfortably in ScreenFlow, but Final Cut gives me a lot more options when you start incorporating B-roll and special effects and doing more elaborate cuts. For very pedestrian video of the sort that I do, and I'm not belittling the sort of video that we do for our tutorial videos. ScreenFlow is outstanding. I would never try and do a screen tutorial using Final Cut because the camera moves and the tools just aren't there. But at the same time, doing a real video, which is all about B-roll, which is all about quick cutting back and forth, for that, ScreenFlow is not really up to the task. It doesn't do it. So I hope that explains it. I don't see that they're close enough in the decision-making process that a video comparing the two is essential. But what I'm sure I will have is at some point in the not-too-distant future is how we use Final Cut to edit our videos. And I'll be doing a little bit of a tutorial, a little bit of a talk on that. But there's some really good videos on that as well. So there we have it. All right. Eddie, do you recommend Buffer, Hootsuite, or another scheduler? As a matter of fact, I am a full disclosure here. I am a brand ambassador for Agorapulse, which I love. I think they're all good tools. Buffer, I think, is a really wonderful tool for content curation, although that model is being challenged a lot, especially in Twitter with Twitter's new publishing rules. The reason that I choose Agorapulse, besides the fact that I have a relationship with them, obviously, but what made that relationship happen, because it came from my appreciation for the product, is Agorapulse does the best job of any product that I know of in managing our conversations. For me, social networking is not just about posting and scheduling all the posts. For that, Hootsuite, Buffer, there's a variety of tools later that will do a great job of scheduling your posts. Agorapulse allows me to look very quickly at who's having conversations with me, who's reaching out on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on not so much LinkedIn, on Twitter especially, and manage those conversations, reply effectively, making sure that I'm honoring my community that's spending the time to talk to me. So that's why I choose Agorapulse. And we've got some great videos on the channel about Agorapulse, and I have no trouble at all recommending them. An A-plus company. Oh, Liz is here. Hello, Liz. Shouldn't you be editing my videos? Get back to work, Liz. All right. Thomas Yates asks, what are the best mobile payment apps? Well, I think the most convenient app that we always come back to, of course, is PayPal for us. We use it an awful lot. But Stripe is the one that I like the best just because of their business plan and how there's lots of things in PayPal that tend to piss us all off all the time. That's not the least of which is their very draconian measures on dealing with any complaints. They're very hard on people like on the seller as far as anybody that's asking for refunds for legitimate or non-legitimate reasons. There's this, even if you say yes, I given them the refund, they charge you $20 if somebody files the slightest complaint against you. It drives me a little bit nuts. But Stripe is the other one. Certainly, I mean, as far as what I see popular when I go to the local farmers market, the Square system is outstanding, and they've got some really nice sophisticated integration. So it really depends what your need is. I'm certainly not an expert on mobile payment systems. For our payment systems, Square, Stripe, and PayPal cover off all that we need. If I had a kiosk or something like that, or I needed something that I carried around my phone, I would definitely look into Square. That would be the one that I would look into first and foremost. Thank you for sharing the toolkit, Liz. That was awesome sauce. Larry, I will say I think you should use a lapel mic to get better audio in my vlogs. Yeah, that's a fair comment, Larry. I'm still playing around with the audio. I'm not trying to hit a home run and to do a vlog. I'm happy to have my vlog be evolutionary and for me to learn about the audio and the video as we go. And so having one that doesn't quite have the same quality that we like and then knowing the reason, I agree. A lapel mic would work, but it would also be easy, and I wouldn't be then learning about the different options with the different shotgun mics, etc. But yes, it would give me better overall audio. Although my audio lately has been exceptional, I think, because I've been basically using my video setup here, and then I've been recording, and then I've been marrying the video. I've been stripping out the video from, I've been recording the video wild and then adding it. So I think the last couple should have been pretty good. Thank you. Oh, Liz is dropping in links like crazy. Filmic Pro, excellent. Okay. Travel editing software for Windows 7. I have no idea Joyce's legacy. I'm not that up on Windows editing packages. Maybe somebody else can share that with us. Let's see. Next up we have Samuel. I accidentally made a daily event in Google Calendar. When I go to delete it, it says delete all events, but it still only removes it from the day. Any ideas of a fix? Oh, man, oh, man. Okay, I'm going to drop here into the chat my answer for all things Google, because so often these things are, they're just spurious. They happen to one person or on one particular setting. So this is the Google Products Forum that I just dropped the link in. Everybody should grab this and bookmark it, save it. because if you have any questions about any Google products, you can ask me here, and I'm always happy to try and answer, but more often than not, I'm just going to send you there because that's where those answers tend to. That's the forums, and there's multiple users as well as Google employees that jump into those forums. So that's where I would recommend you go. All right, so I'm scrolling back to try and find questions, where you were in the questions. Oh man, there's lots of them today. All right. No more cone of shame. Yeah, everybody sees Farley. Yeah, there is. Yeah, Farley's pretty much back to Farley, which means my life is more interesting and a little less expensive right now. So I'm sorry if I missed any comments here. I'm trying to catch up, but I'm not going to spend too much time scrolling back. Okay. Joanne Hodges says, I found an invite in my Google Calendar from a spammer. How the heck did he storm my castle? Probably what happened is you opened the email and accidentally clicked on it. I'm imagining. If it's something else, I don't know. Again, check the forum, and you might ask that question there. And if it happens again, if you hear anything about it, please let me know. If there's some way that they can automatically add things to our calendar, I'd love to know that. Go Border Collies, come here, Farley. I'll pet you. He gets plenty of love. He'll be going on a long walk as soon as we're done here. So you don't have to worry about Farley. He gets all the attention that he needs. Although somebody when we had when I posted the vlog about his surgeries, somebody gave me supreme beep online about what a terrible dog dad I am, and I don't like that term. I'm Farley's father. I'm not big on that. But he was going on and on about how it's like having a toddler in the house, and I have to be more responsible and not let him eat things. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, Stefan Milieu. What do I think about iCloud? And why don't I use it? Because it drives me crazy. Apple, iTunes, iCloud, they just sometimes confuse the heck out of me. The way that Apple integrates their cloud services, I find a challenge. And I've always found iCloud's backup and all of that sort of stuff to be less than intuitive. And it's probably big part my problem because I use so many other services because I'm always testing out Google services and other things. But I just don't have any love at all for iCloud. And it's just, I respect it if you do, and I'm not telling you not to, but it's just not for me. Just not for me. Sorry. Father Wade, I'm testing Dayboard, but I'm wondering if they're tracking every website that I'm visiting. I assume so. I'm not sure I want them to know where I bank, etc. What do you think? That's the nature of all of these tools now, is that we are trading privacy for convenience. And you have to determine whether or not that is worthwhile. The thing that concerns me about Dayboard is probably the same thing that concerns you, is you're using the free version and they're giving you an awful lot of functionality. If they're giving you that much for free, how are they making their money? It's a totally legitimate question. And then you have to determine whether or not that equation is one that sits comfortably with you. It's a good conversation to have, and you should be thinking about it. And the fact that it's bothering you tells me you should probably not be using it. Or reach out to them and ask them if you need the comfort. Love to hear if you do that. Thanks for that, Father Wade. Good to see you here. Try Vidyard to record great videos to share. Yes, Vidyard is a really interesting. We're seeing more and more people getting into this, recording a video and then integrating them into a chat or into an email. Now, it does cause some problems in emails, having embedded videos, but it's such a good way to communicate. And, if you're in the marketing game, I was just talking to a friend of mine who's taken a new coaching program for her small business and fitness business. And she has started sending personalized videos to people who are reaching out and looking at joining her gym. And oh my gosh, what a difference it makes. Having the owner of the gym say, I saw you looked, I know you were looking at this, or responding to your question rather than just with here's our price list, but with a personalized video, talking to them. It's a phenomenal. It's a lot of work, but it's work that creates a real relationship potential very early on. Okay, Kareem, with Cam Live, does your stream key change every time, or is it stable? There are, with Ecamm Live, my stream key, I don't know if they changed the stream key or not, because Ecamm Live integrates at an API level with YouTube Live, so I don't actually have to input the stream key. So what he's asking is, with a lot of the video production tools that tie into a tool like Facebook Live or Ecamm Live, or YouTube Live, you need to have a couple of keys so that the generating video stream gets directed to the appropriate channel. And part of that is a stream key, is it's this long, I don't know, like 18-digit long number that you have to put in, and so that it basically gets assigned to the right location. And in some tools, that's a manual process where you go and you have to grab the stream key and you have to actually enter it into different fields in YouTube Live and in the tool itself, or grab it from YouTube Live and enter it into the tool itself. And it's sort of like having an IP address, having a static IP address that people can go back to time and time again, or one that changes all the time, which of course creates a problem. So it's not an issue with me with this tool because it's the same. When I was using Crowdcast, it changed every time we did a broadcast. So we're going to see that evolve over time. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, it'll be something that we don't even have to teach people about anymore. So there we go. Imelda's getting lots of good advice from lots of different people. And there is Layla, who is asking 2 questions. 2? Does Evernote's new version still have reminders? I haven't found it. And is there any way to put 2 different reminders on, I think you're asking on OneNote. I haven't noticed that they don't have reminders. Let me just take a quick boo at Evernote here. Go in, and let me just have a quick look if I can still add a reminder to... Yeah, reminders are still there. Absolutely. I don't think there's any way to add 2 reminders, or... I think you can only add 1 reminder per note, but you can certainly have multiple reminders in Evernote. There we go. Okay, let's get back to the video stream. Where is it? There we go. All right. So I'm getting some support from Simpletivity, who says, I agree Google Keep is best suited for short-term notes. Yeah. And Landon is saying, OneNote is great. I use it for some of my work. It is a wonderful tool. All right. Yes. I was waiting for this. Gavin. Zoho Social is great. Zoho is... I've got to spend some time with Zoho. We have so many people that comment and say good things about it. That's good to see. Good stuff. Hugh, is there a streak alternative for Outlook? Looked at Todoist as an Outlook add-on, but need a mail merge to documents facility, and I've not found anything off the shelf that does this. Any ideas? So Streak is a CRM package as far as I know, but I don't know what integrates best with Outlook as far as that goes. Yeah, somebody else might have a suggestion for you. I got to admit, I'm coming up blank on that one. Sorry. How would you compare, Simpletivity, how would you compare the power reach of YouTube content versus podcast content? That's a question I've struggled with. That's a really good question. So if you're talking about like a product like this that we're doing today could make an ideal podcast as well, and it would probably do quite well, and people might prefer to listen to it in a mobile form. But for me, podcasting is something that's always there that I'm interested in engaging in. But how can I answer this best? Because it's not just about me. It's not just about me this time. But I will make it about me, because I don't want people to think that podcasts don't have incredible value. Again, I've chosen to double down on YouTube and force in thinking that by concentrating as much of my effort on YouTube, that overall it's going to create more momentum with all of my content on the channel. But podcasts are wonderful services for your community. They do such a great job if you're allowing people to access your content when you're mobile, when you're moving about, etc. And they've increasingly good analytics and increasing acceptance of podcasts. So I think that it's really just a strategic decision you have to make. And there's no reason. I see a lot of my compatriots doing a YouTube live or doing some sort of a live broadcast and then taking that content and stripping it out and adding it to a podcast. And this is a conversation we've had with my team. And my team keeps slapping me down because they say we're doing too much. We can't add anything else. And they are right. But it's still in the back of my mind all the time. I'd love to hear what you think. What do you think? Do you think I think that we reach a wonderful community and a fast-growing community just on YouTube, and I don't want to divide my attention. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Walter, how can we contact Google? If you have the Google Premium account, if you pay for service at Google, if you pay for the Google Business account, $5 a month, you get a phone number that you can contact. It's magic. And there it is. Daryl's just answered. Thank you, Daryl. Steve, can you use a WordPress site for an online teaching site? Yeah, absolutely. You certainly could, but I wouldn't, Daryl. And here's the reason. It's called a membership site, and you can set it up on a variety of different ways on WordPress. They're not very expensive to set up, but they are technically quite challenging. And not only are they technically challenging to set up the initial installation, once you have it set up, I find that you spend more time maintaining that service than you would than you do supporting the content. So that's why I've chosen to use an LMS or a learning management system like Thinkific, which is the one that we use. Teachable, there's a variety of other ones that do it. So I think it's too much work to do it on your own. And you've got to get really huge before it's worth it. So that's my advice. I don't recommend people set up WordPress, their training and teaching on their own site. It just becomes too much work, and a tool like Thinkific does it so effortlessly. It's a product that I have no trouble endorsing and really stand in mind. We use it, and it saves us so much time. We build our business around it. All right. What watch am I wearing? Oh hobo, please. I've got the Apple Watch 2, the second version, Generation 2. Not too fancy. The big form, the 42 millimeter, and a knockoff watch strap, $16 on Amazon. Not the expensive one. Yeah. All right. Helicopter pet owner. Okay. Samuel. He is replying to my comment about iCloud. I used to work for Apple, and even people that work there can get confused with it. Amen. Amen, Samuel. You are so bang on. All right. Steve Jano is asking, is changing your DNS server beneficial? Are you talking about changing your internet providers or just your server numbers? I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know the reason you would, other than a security thing, perhaps. Sometimes refreshing all of your connections, like rebooting the browser, your router and stuff, makes things faster. But I don't know about changing DNS servers. Sorry, not that technical. Tim Barton. Hi, I'm interested in learning more about pro services you offer and how best to do this. Well, we have a variety of courses that we teach, mainly around online video, a little bit about webinars. We've got a webinar course. And the best place to find out about us is to visit us at Patreon and to find out kind of what we offer. Now, we don't do fee for work. Like, we don't typically create videos for people or that sort of stuff. But instead, we do training and publishing of content. So let me put in our Patreon account here. Am I in it? Yep. So Patreon is our crowdfunding site where we've got about a large number of you, including many of you online with me right now, support us and help us keep our product on air by providing us monthly support, which we appreciate big time. It's about $10 a month is what most people contribute. And for that, they get a variety of perks, including access to all of our webinar replays. We do a tutorial webinar every Wednesday called Webinar Wednesday. And we also give them 50% off on all of our online courses. Okay, Art, you're hearing a little background noise when cars go by. Maybe the cloud lifter is working a little too well. Yeah, it's pretty noisy when it's... Right now, I've got my windows open because it's getting nice and warm here. And we've got construction going on down the end of the street. So it's not cars going by, it's trucks for the most part. And it's going to be that way for the next 6 months. Is we're going to have trucks going by and beep, beep, beep occasionally. And we're just going to have to deal with it. It's making my normal video publishing schedule a little more chaotic. I don't think it's that big a deal for a live stream. It doesn't bother me having these little glitches, like the doorbell ringing or something like that in a live. I think that's part and parcel of the charm of a live, or Farley being a jackass. But it is an issue when I'm recording my mainstream videos, for sure. Girallo says Apple screwed up by basing everything around iTunes. Yeah, they're probably paying that price right now, aren't they? They're definitely not thrilled with that, I imagine. Okay. Avraham. By the way, my apologies to any of you if I butcher your names. I hate that I don't have every name when I do it, and I will do my best, so blanket apology. What mail client do I use? I have been using one, but it's been having issues syncing to mobile. I only use Gmail, and that's for that reason alone. Exactly, it just works all the time, and when you switch devices, it's there. I've just doubled down and just invested myself in the Gmail, in the Google suite of tools. Now, I recognize the challenges and the dangers as far as privacy and stuff that it faces, but the convenience benefit I get from that makes that equation work for me. All right. I'm looking forward to this one. Simpletivity says, I get the feeling that launching a successful, thriving podcast would take significant marketing compared to YouTube. Here is a really good point of discussion. YouTube, as well as being a search engine, as far as I'm concerned, is a discovery engine. If you create a podcast, you've got to find a way to reach a large community with that podcast. So if you were me and you've already got 200,000 YouTube subscribers and 40,000 people on your mail list, I could start a podcast and create quite a bit of energy behind it because I've already got a market, I've got a community. But if I'm starting smaller, how am I going to get the first people on? How am I going to get that podcast noticed? How am I going to draw people to it? That's the beauty of YouTube. If you're creating good, compelling content on YouTube and YouTube starts to recognize that you create compelling content, YouTube starts sending people to you and you start ranking in search. And when you go and you look in your YouTube analytics, you see how many people YouTube has suggested watch your video versus your subscribers. And that's where growth happens. That's where you have an opportunity to build your community. That's why I love YouTube so much. You've hit the nail on the head with that one question, Simpletivity, is it's significantly more marketing effort starting a podcast if you don't have a community. It's like pushing a rope as opposed to pulling. YouTube gets on the same side of the rope with you and pulls your community to you, as opposed to you doing all of the heavy lifting yourself. Now, that's not to say that a podcast can't be successful, but I think that the marketing and community growth aspect of YouTube carries the day, and it does for me. That's I'm glad that you commented. Thank you for sharing that. That's a great way for me to bring that full circle, because I don't think I did a great job answering it earlier. Okay, Tim, thanks. I must have misunderstood. I was chatting with someone on your team, and they gave me an info ad address to speak about help with creating courses for my clients. Oh, okay. Yes, just that I just haven't seen that. I will check into that. Sorry. If you just reaffirm, just send that email again, and I'll make sure that I check it today. Sorry. My apologies. I'll follow up. Okay, Tim or Trina. Steve, I just wanted to say thank you for your vlog on boomers. Yes, personally I'm Gen X, but still wish there were more of us with a bit of gray. I think it's a burgeoning market. I think that more mature voices that aren't necessarily all that on a variety. When I posted that vlog talking about there being a dearth of baby boomers on YouTube, I asked people to share with me who they follow that's a little bit older on YouTube, and the number of wonderful channels that flowed in. If you go through that thread, if you go through the comments thread on that video, there are so many good, but they're all in really vertical niches. There's nobody that's as broadly entertaining as a Casey Neistat or as a, and there's very few in that kind of pure lifestyle space. But for, people that tear apart consumer goods and look at how they're built and that have nearly 1 million followers. Lots of cooking channels. There's lots of people who do lots of RV lifestyle, and things that are a little bit more appealing to people that are a little bit older in years. Building boats. Lots of channels that are a lot more vertical and a lot more hobby and skills oriented than just lifestyle oriented, if that makes sense. Yeah, but it was good for me to have that, and I made a list, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do with that list and how we can celebrate each other a little bit more. It's good to see. It's good to see. Jerio is rejoining Patreon for my good work. Thumbs up and a big hug to you, sir. Good stuff. Well, that's it. We're like an hour into it, and I think we should leave on that great conversation about what's happening in the world of podcasting. So, anybody going to be at VidCon next week? Let me know. There will be no dottotech live next Friday. Our normal videos will be published next week, but there will be no webinar Wednesday either. The next webinar Wednesday that we're going to have is going to be the following week. You can register at our website for it, and we're going to be doing a summary of what happened at VidCon. And I'm going to be really starting to look about the monetization now of the channel. Over the next couple of weeks, that's going to be a kind of a theme. I'll be talking about that in this week's vlog, and because that's what I'm going down to VidCon to find out. I'm going to find out how to make more money at VidCon. It's time to do that. I love creating great content. I love sharing the great content. I think we do a good job of that. Now I want to get better at making money. Steve needs more money because Farley's still paying for all of Farley's surgeries and a wedding and all of those sorts of things. So I'm looking forward to that big time. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for spending the time with us. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a great weekend. Till next time, have fun storming a castle.